Hello everyone, Foul Play here, and we're back for match 5 of this modern league. Currently 3-1, and we've lost the gyro. This hand's definitely a keep to me, so that's what we're going to be doing. Opponent cracking the turn 1 Flooded Strand. What are they doing? Planes into Giver of Runes? Okay, well, we're going to be hinging on Invisible Stalker here a little bit. I have a feeling like my opponent might be Heliod combo deck. Breeding pool. Yeah, it's pretty confirmed to me. Thalia. Okay, maybe not. Alright, so our opponent didn't attack us with that Giver of Runes there, which is pretty good. We left up mana, so like potentially if they attack we can path the Thalia or something. Although that doesn't quite work because it costs 1 more to cast. So currently Force Negation's offline until we get an extra mana to do so. Feel the rush. Bant. Stoneforge Mystic. Okay, it's one of those decks. Gotcha. So if we dodge Skyclave Apparition, we might be okay. They get Sword of Feast and Famine, the one that makes us discard. They've got a Giver of Runes now. I guess that means they probably already have Batterskull in hand. So we need to draw to Daybreak Coronet. We need to draw to a second white mana as well. We're just playing Curious Obsession and attacking here. We're a turn behind because Thalia is pretty strong, right? We're like on the play here and we already have Ethereal Armor and Curious Obsession down, and we're attacking our opponent, you know, for 4, and then the next turn we're attacking them for 4 again. Like, it's a completely different game. Being on the draw here is like pretty bad for us. So now our opponent has a choice between doing Sword of Feast and Famine or a Skyclave Apparition. If they have a mana in hand, they can do both, or they can just, I guess, untap all their lands afterwards. Discard the Stubborn Denial there. It's probably the least useful. There's a Skyclave Apparition. We just lose. 4 mana now. Sword of Fire and Ice. Hard cast. Well. Ditch the second Stalker though. It's pretty good. We might even be able to get into a spot to race them here. Because we can play double aura, attack, scry trigger. Our creature's unblockable, obviously. Draw a card. I think we need life gain more than we need this. It's a nice card and probably better than the average aura. But if we're not dead here, my opponent's best turn is Skyclave Apparition, target the Ethereal Armor. And then, obviously, the Arcane Flight's not quite enough damage. Want to be drawing to an aura that ends the game next turn. Alright, opponent attacking for 7. That'll put us to 5. They're not doing anything with their mana pre-combat either. That's sort of interesting. So now they're floating mana during their attack step. Do they have collected company or something? Discard the land then. They do have collected company. Interesting. Alright, hopefully no Skyclave. They probably have Glasspool Mimic as well in some degree. Skyclave, rats, man. No second Skyclave. Spell Queller. Alright, Spell Queller's not as bad. So, Ethereal Armor or Daybreak Coronet and we win. Only those 2 cards. Bruh. The difference being on the play would make here. Holy crap. See what the go was here. I just want to see my next card. Curious Obsession. Interesting. He's running both Thalia and Collected Company and a Swords package. Weird. Yeah, one thing about my opponent's deck is it's weird. Pithing Needle's pretty nice. Torpor Orb's like extra nice. We have a lot of cards here. I didn't Mind Force, but I think all of this is probably just better. Spirit Dance is like extremely fragile. Flying wise, we didn't really see too much, so Aqueous Form's alright. I think Hyena Umbra is probably in our weakest aura slot at the moment. Alright, let's go with that. Oh god, we have to hope our opponent doesn't have Shadow Spear either. So names for like Pithing Needle are obviously Giver of Runes, Stoneforge Mystic, and yeah, what was the other one I just said? Giver of Runes, Stoneforge Mystic. I can't even remember. Man, this is really bad. Oh, that was right. It was Shadow Spear. Hopefully they don't have... Like, another target for Pithing Needle is Shadow Spear, so they can't Shadow Spear, disable Hexproof, and then Path Out Creature. So that was the line. Took a while to come to my brain. So... Giver... Stoneforge... Swords... Flash B Skull and Spear. So that's just so I don't forget. Alright. A single mana in this hand is amazing. I'm keeping it. Fuck this. I'm keeping this hand. I'm risking it for the biscuit here. A mana source, we Staggering Insight, we attack, we draw some cards, we put down our Torpor Orb before our opponent can blow up any of our auras with the Skyclave apparition, and the game becomes easy from that point forward. Honestly, even maybe a turn 2 Torpor Orb would be reasonable because it disables a Stoneforge Mystic from fetching an aura. I think we'd be pretty unlucky to not see another land in the next top 2 cards of our library. Technically top 3. Alright, we see land. So this is fine. So Thalia is probably the best play for our opponent here. It can delay us for a turn. We just play Torpor Orb and don't attack. And then the next turn we can Ethereal Armor and attack. Interesting that they're playing like a colored version of the Hate Bears deck. Stoneforge Mystic. Alright, well, Lose value off the Torpor Orb there, but they get Sword of Feast and Famine. Bro. That is so much damage. Yeah, I'm going for it. At least I think I go for it. It's another 4 damage, 8. Or I could just go wide on a Stalker, potentially. Let's do with this. This is enough damage for now. He can just chump block with a Giver of Runes or something, or a Noble Hierarch. Wow. Alright. Disable the rest of their ETBs. It's probably good because they probably bring in like Knight of Autumns against us as well. Alright, there's the Noble Hierarch. I have a feeling if we played the other Ethereal Armor, they would have chump blocked 8 damage. So I think that was the optimal way to play the turn. Obviously, we've been extremely lucky with keeping a 1-lander and like high rolling double land like this. But you know, that's the staggering of the power of staggering insight here. This card is like so good. Really, really powerful card. I guess my opponent's also probably got Maul of the Skyclaves, but that's like an ETB attach onto a creature or equip onto a creature. Opponent, Temple Garden in tapped. Ooh. Alright. Slowing down already, opponent. Interesting stuff. And attacking with Noble Hierarch. So that probably means Batterskull next turn. Which is quite interesting because we can chump block it with a Stalker with Ethereal Armor. Oh, wow. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Now that I've got the other Hallowed Fountain, I'm absolutely jamming that Ethereal Armor on the Bogle here. They can chump block with a 2-mana creature and put in the Batterskull. Chump blocking with Stoneforge Mystic and activating for Batterskull, that's fine as well. Gain a lot of life here. We don't unfortunately draw a card because our opponents chump blocked us out there. So if they have a Sword of Feast and Famine, they can cast it and equip it this turn. Then no, it would have to be Sword of Fire and Ice, sorry. I think we're good. Man, this is so in control here. Fucking Torpor Orb OP. Your 3-mana creatures don't interact with me anymore, opponent. No, they do not. Alright, well, you don't have protection from blue. You do, however, have 6 power. Eh. Okay, I forgot about that. We just chump block so he doesn't get the untap. Probably not. Discard Redundant Torpor Orb. Oof. That one's gonna hurt. Alright, so like any form of flying for the win. Flying Aura would add 4 power and give us exactly lethal. That's pretty good too. We can bounce their Sword of Feast and Famine. I think we just bounce the Germ token here. Obviously, they can violate another creature and chump block, but then it's going to take a lot to set back up. Oh, they've got Spell Queller, Collected Company. Look for Spell Queller. Interesting. Spell Queller doesn't do anything, though, because it doesn't get the ETB. So we do just get to bounce that Germ. Skyclave doesn't trigger. Stoneforge doesn't trigger. Opponent doesn't have to chump block the Bogle, but gets pretty low if he doesn't, and we get to draw a card. Honestly, Skyclave Apparition probably just jump blocks. Maybe Stoneforge Mystic. Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, we get our non-existent illusion. Go team. Glassball Mimic, copy Stoneforge Mystic. Oh man, you should have copied the Skyclave Apparition. That's terrible value. Maybe he's copying the Noble Hierarch for an extra mana source. Oh, he is. Wow. That's pretty funky. Decent play, I respect it. If he has mana here, he can active Batterskull and Sword of Feast and Famine. Oh wait, no, he's one short. Because it's 3 to... No, it's 2 to equip. Okay. Yeah, so he can do that. And get an 8 power Stoneforge Mystic doing its thing. Honestly, I need to draw another aura so that our Invisible Stalker has unblockable. Opponent is down to 1 card in hand though, so we're just dealing with what's on the board. And one potential card extra on top of that. Yeah, definitely at this stage, I can see myself naming just Shadow Spear with a Pithing Needle type effect. I think that's the main way we just like automatically lose if they get that out, have a Path to Exile in hand. Alright, let's get some action, opponent. You've got the mana to do it. Are you gonna do it? Several minutes later, and he decides to equip the Noble Hierarch instead of the Stoneforge Mystic. And he's 1 mana short to put the Batterskull down as well. Alright. And opponent is attacking us for 4, getting the chance to untap some lands. Obviously, they can bring in a fetched shock land here, and it will untap. That's sort of nifty, but not as nifty as just having a 7/8 Vigilance Stoneforge Mystic, I'll say that much. Returning Batterskull to hand. Is that really the mode you want? What? What else is in your hand that makes you want to do that? They've also missed out on like 7 points of life gain this turn as well, I'd like to point out. They've just shifted that across on just Stoneforge Mystic. Okay. Yeah, they've missed out on 7 points of life gain, so this seems a bit off to me. We draw blanks, so it doesn't really matter. Might as well like leave up Slippery Bogle to chump block a creature which is not that monstrosity. Seachrome Coast does as much work in our hand as it does in the graveyard right now. I don't really care about playing that. Alright, here comes the Batterskull. Yeah, I'm still gonna say that they're in a better spot if they just enchant everything on the Stoneforge Mystic to begin with, and then they're, 7 points of life higher, and then they untap and just play Thalia. So I don't really get that line that they went for. Like, they're happy to go in on the Germ token now, whatever, hunky-dory, all that crap. Exalted, it would actually be 8 points or 9 points of life gain. Well, obviously, pro green, we can't block that. We need to get an unblockable aura here, so we can actually just attack aura flying aura. That's something, at least. Opponent's Thalia wreaking havoc here. We draw a 2 mana aura off this, we're not going to be able to play it. The life total is dwindling. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You got the damage to beat that next turn, opponent? I don't think so. We still need one more, though. They're gonna get to attack for 8 here. Going up to 15. So we're 1 point of damage short. Alright, well, it's not an order to win the game, but it's a chump blocker to block the germ token and live, so. Good team. And now we got a flying Bogle as well, so I think we just win this one. Unless they can somehow draw Sword of Fire and Ice, equip it, and attack for lethal. Maul of the Skyclave would work as well. Oh, Spell Queller. Oh man, am I getting punished for not putting all of this on Stalker right now? Holy shit. I should have put the Arcane Flight on Invisible Stalker. Oh my god. Don't see the line, opponent. Don't see the line. Mother flipping hacker. Damn. We got him to 1, dude. Got him to 1. Other things we could have done differently was like not rush the second ethereal armor onto the Bogle and instead hold it for the Stalker. Whoa, whoa, he's gone to combat step without any of that? What are you doing? Okay. He's not seeing the line with his flying creature. Giving his flying creature pro green, and then I can't block it. Okay. Okay. I guess we'll take that. What even? I reckon counterspells still feel pretty bad here. So run it back. I have slightly less instances of first strike than what I'd like in my list at the moment. But I don't really want to remove my unblockable or my flying. Alright, we're keeping this shit. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. What an epic match to end on. This is definitely a wild one. Opponent can play a 3-mana creature here if they so choose. Getting in for that 1 juicy point of exalted damage. Spell Queller. Get out of here, man. I ain't getting Spell Quellered. We're going to use this path here to pave the way. Stop Spell Queller from doing Spell Queller things, right? Thin the library slightly here. Play out our Torpor Orb. We're under no pressure to play the Stalker here. Just play out the Torpor Orb. Protect ourselves from Spell Queller. Protect ourselves from, you know, Skyclave Apparition, Night of Autumn. Even Stoneforge Mystic. This is like just 99% of the time the better play, right? Okay, you randomly have it to Fairy. Sure. Are you gonna bounce it? You are. Alright. Sure thing, opponent. And then it just resolves automatically the second time? Yeah, cool. Cool. Glass pull, sure. Alright. What are we doing for 4 mana, opponent? Surely you have something. Should also be noted they haven't played a land this turn. We did path their Noble Hierarch earlier on turn 1. Or their turn 2, our turn 1. Your Teferi is going down. Actually, maybe I just don't even attack Teferi instantly there. Like, maybe I just play the Curious Obsession on Bogle, attack them, second main play the Stalker. And that way I can start drawing cards and increasing my clock. And, like, Teferi's not really doing much, right? It's pretty junk right now. Alright, opponent with the Collected Company. Let's see what it finds. Probably nothing too special. Not unless they have some, like, lords that buff each other for some reason, like some spirit stuff. Flicker Wisp does nothing. Ice Fang has Death Touch. At least this does something, right? Oh, 3 other snow permanents? It doesn't have Death Touch yet. Well. Let's path this one, play the Curious, attack Teferi. If he blocks with Ice Fang, Ice Fang's dead. If not, oh, now he has Death Touch. That puts a dampener in that whole line. All right, never mind. We'll just chill till our next turn, right? Sure. A deck that like revolves entirely around ETBs, just getting shut down by Torpor. I must say, we didn't see Ice Fang in any of the other games. It does make sense given their colors, though. Fairy gets plussed. Sure. You got it, opponent. So here what I really want to see is like an Ethereal Armor so I can put pressure on Teferi with a secondary creature. Hopefully he attacks with the Ice Fang as well. I guess the safe line is just kill Teferi with Invisible Stalker. Aether Vial. There it is. The all-impressive Aether Vial into Thalia. Sure. 1 mana short off of doing everything we want to, but whatever. Stoneforge Mystic, not doing much this turn. If they have like a Batterskull in hand, it could look pretty scary in subsequent turns, but this is okay for now. Just get Teferi off the board. I don't think we're in a huge rush here. Play out double creature. We have Daybreak next turn. We can use the second Stalker to keep Teferi down at, like 1 counter. That's fine. And we can attack them with an unblockable creature that draws us cards and gains us life. So, yep. Seems good. Man, we're like so fortunate to get these Torpor Orbs hands in both games 2 and game 3 though. This card is like literally the MVP here, winning it for us. Take some damage. That damage doesn't really matter because we're just gaining lots of life. Oh, another Daybreak. Don't mind if I do. I doubt my opponent can beat this. Go on, just concede to this. Your Spell Quell is not going to work. Unified Will. We control the same amount of creatures, so that doesn't work. Dang. Alright, go team. So the 4-1 with blue-white now, that's pretty impressive. That's a pretty good result for the deck. I think overall the power level of the deck would go up if we replace the Stubborn Denial with another force. I did get sort of sidetracked and finish off my spirits with my Skyclave Apparitions. Then I went off and fixed up a land base for the Bant version of the deck as well, and did some other things there. As far as the list is concerned, what are we thinking? I still don't like the 2-mana creature in Invisible Stalker. I think this deck would be really, really impressive or really consistent if we had a second 1-mana creature in it. However, even playing like Bant, I don't think we could even just splash for Glade Cover Scout. I think it disrupts the mana base a little bit too hard. I think if you're doing that, you probably want some number of Rancors as well. Other than that, I mean, Aqueous Form is like pretty reasonable, I think. Really didn't think that much of it. I played a few games with the decks with the full playset of Arcane Flights and an extra Griff Spoon or two. Played some games, lost a fair bit to like Flicker Wisp, chump blocking with Giver of Runes, giving it protection. I'm just like, man, this deck needs a way to push damage. So I think Aqueous Form is probably the best version of that in blue. The only other one is Spirit Mantle, which is 2 mana, which is probably reasonable. I've just got 7 2-mana auras already, and 4 2 or 6 2-mana creatures, and I think like major things that would push this deck is if we just had like access to obviously Once Upon a Time, which got banned out the format. Access to a blue-white Horizon land as well would be absolutely insanely massive. Just imagine like this Waterlog Grove and a whole bunch of these fetch lands just get fucking switched out for four blue-white Horizon lands. That would be insane. That'd be so good. On top of that, 1-mana hexproof creature would be really nice if there was a blue 1-mana hexproof creature. I think this deck would just be getting close to busted if we got the blue hexproof creature and the Horizon land. It feels pretty strong, feels pretty consistent. Main weaknesses are things that do board wipe effects. Obviously the Pithing Needle is quite important there against our Esper tokens deck with the Emery and the explosives, and some reason Monastery Mentor, and it looked like an Urza deck and then it just turned into a Monastery Mentor deck really. But things with explosives, with Blast Zone, I think is the major weakness of this deck. I think probably you want extra effective like Pithing Needle. Other than that, if you don't like Pithing Needle, you can also use Trickbind as well. So Trickbind is a 2-mana instant with Split Second, which counters target activated or triggered ability. The permanent's ability is countered this way. Activated abilities of that permanent can't be activated this turn. So obviously, if he has the mana to pay for Engineered Explosives twice, we counter it the first time. They can't do it again that turn. They could just activate it in our turn instead, unless it's during our turn that they're activating it. But Trickbind is, I think, an interesting one to keep on the radar for the deck. Could also like counter some Primeval Titan triggers or something like that as well, which would be pretty strong. You could counter, I guess, Stride of Elysian Grove Valakut triggers. Fucking imagine your opponent playing Ugin and negging it, and you just fucking Trickbind to counter the Ugin ability, and then attack and kill the Ugin, or attack and kill them. That stage of the game, like, that'd be pretty sweet. I'm gonna have a think. I think these delays need to come out. I think the delays are just a bit greedy and we can find something a bit better. All right, thanks guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the 4-1 as much as I did. It was an absolute blast. Let me know what you thought down below. If you're new, be sure to subscribe for daily Bogle content. I always stutter on that part. I don't know why. And if you haven't already, look me up on Twitch. There's a link in the description. Come follow me there. We can hang out, have a lot of fun while streaming live. Thanks once more. I'll see you all next time.